Thanks to the A Creator Network for making this video possible so early. So guys, defending in FC26, it's a challenge right now. I'm sure your gameplay looks similar to what you're seeing in the background here, and I'm here to help you. I'm George from The Guide, and we're going to go over 3 very simple tips in order to fix your defending and concede less goals right away. So let's jump right in. The very first tip is the most important one as well. We need to stop overcommitting in this game. What do I mean by that? Well, basically in FC25 we all got away with murder. We could always defend very aggressively with our center backs as well. This is a typical situation right here where the opponent is playing the ball over to this guy and I'm like, sure, let me jump right in and try to tackle the ball away. This looks safe enough for me. However, in this game it's just a little bit different, Players are now able, because the game is more responsive, dribbling is better, they're able to actually turn away from the situation with the ball here. And then now, when the opponent does that and I don't win the ball right here, there's this super open, wide open space behind my backline right here. And I'm just not able to cover it up anymore with this one defender because it's just tougher, There's more pace with the attackers, your defenders are not as agile, they're gold cards, that comes on top of it, and then I just concede. And you can see that a lot of players are having this bad habit. Look at the opponent right here, rushing out with his center back. I just play the ball through. Same thing, FC25, you got there, no problem. You use this defender, cut the guy off, and you still get a one-on-one. You don't get this anymore. I just run through, I use my pace, low-driven finish, bang, it's an easy goal. Next thing right here, I get the ball, I play forward, opponent overcommits, I play through, little player lock, I sprint, I sprint, I sprint. Look at this, the defender is not able to catch up. I simply, I almost bottled it, but I scored the goal in the end. So how do we fix this? Well, we stop overcommitting. This is really, really important. Look at this scene right here. This is the fix basically, guys. You make sure that you don't jump in preemptively. So the attack here is starting from the opponent. He is playing forward. Let's take a look right here. Similar situation. He gets the ball with his striker. Striker is alone, I would like to go up in pressure, but this is just not a wise decision in this game. So you can see me simply staying back a little bit, staying safe, keeping my distance, waiting for what the opponent wants to do. Defending fundamentals. Stop being so overly aggressive. I switch down here in order to maybe defend a through ball. We will get to that later as well. This is a very important tip as well. And then the opponent is already forced to play a little bit slower. Now I can use my center mid. Now he plays a quite dangerous ball here. That surprises me that it gets there. But same thing, I simply stay calm. I don't do anything crazy. I switch back and I move backwards and I make sure that I first and foremost defend my goal. It's really back to the fundamentals, honestly. And as soon as I realized this, my defending got much better and I stopped conceding, 5 goals a game or something like this. So, you just have to stay in front of the ball, stay in between the goal and the ball, jockey a little bit and move backwards and stop overcommitting so early. And you're going to be able to suddenly get into, much more comfortable situation. Of course, the opponent goes for a shot here, but honestly, not very good chance to score this. I have 2 defenders in front of the ball. There's not really any movement going on here, so I can definitely defend like this and make sure that I am, not conceding in this instance. And then here for the final scene for this tip, same thing, where I'm, just running back a little bit more with my center mid, and then the opponent plays forward, I stay in front of the ball, he plays the pass, and I simply catch it. Same thing, I don't really like running back with the center mid so much. I like defending more aggressively with my backline, but in this game it's important that you stabilize first, that you don't touch your backline too early, stay nice and intact, stay nice and in shape, defend a little bit with your center mids, opponent plays forward, same thing. I just stay composed, stay relaxed, nothing happened yet. The opponent is the one who needs to score. This is really important. So once again, we do a little player switch, we use the jockey, we move backwards and we keep our distance. Then I switch to the other guy, defend the pass and I get the ball in the end, you know? It's not about winning the ball all the time at halfway line, sorry about that. It's sometimes also about, you know, winning the ball a little bit deeper, and that's fine. Moving on to tip number 2, through balls. I already mentioned them, really important that we properly defend through balls. Otherwise, you're just going to concede time and time again. I played this game right here, and after it, I told myself, or during the game already, you will see what I mean by the end of this section here, I told myself it's enough. I'm not going to concede through balls anymore. And what is the issue here in these gameplay scenes? Well, it's that I'm defending them, but I'm kind of half-assing it. I'm like, I can put him offside, you know, I can apply pressure to the ball, but it's just not so easy, guys. If you don't properly defend the through ball all the way to the end, then you are going to concede. And you can see right here, the opponent is just getting through time and time again. I'm starting to defend the through ball. I even clipped it right there because I was so annoyed. So I'm starting to defend the through balls, but I'm just not fully committing to it. I will show you what I mean with this scene right here. So the opponent is going forward, he's initiating the runs, I'm defending the first through ball, I'm defending the second through ball over here, and then as soon as we get to this point, I'm like, you know, I don't want to be so passive just running back. I want to at some point be able to apply some pressure to the ball. I don't want to let the opponent run all the way towards my goal and, you know, then get there and maybe create a chance later down the line because I didn't apply enough pressure. But that's just not working in this game. The attacking AI is a little bit better. They don't run into offside so easily. You get more touches on the ball. There's a lot of factors that come together that allow the opponent to find the correct timing for the through ball. And also passes are pretty good in this game. You know, even the players who have not the best passing stats right now and they don't have the incisive play styles and all that stuff, they still bring the ball towards the target most of the time, and that's why you get punished when you don't fully commit to defending the through balls. And so it's very important. And one last factor that comes in as well is the pace factor. Like these strikers, if they have more pace than your defender and they get an advantage, they're gone. So you need to really commit to defending these through balls. And now look at this, guys. This was the same game where I told myself, now I'm properly defending the through balls. What did I do? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need the right stick player switching, which is really important in order to select the defender and then defend. So if you're still struggling with the right stick player switching and you don't really know how you should, you know, practice it, learn it, what you need to do right now is that you go to the link, the first link I put in the description, and you check out this free video which we made over on the Guide Plus. So this is basically a video where I go over step by step easily how to practice right stick player switching in the skill games, how to get used to it. You see there's a controller cam as well. Everything is there so that you can once and for all learn player switching. So this is definitely a great resource for that, because this is the way that you learn it, you know, with repetition, some cool exercises. And then while you're at it, if you enjoy the content on the Guide Plus, then you can also check out our early bird offer, which we have going right now for the Guide Plus. Really good offer. And we also offer coaching. We have a training group for FC26. Lots of cool stuff. You support us as well. Keep us going. We're a small team making these videos for quite a few years already. So thank you guys for the support and checking out the links in the description. And now going back to defending through balls. So the first step, as I said, is right stick switching backwards. Okay, so you see me doing it there, so you know I'm not talking any nonsense. Really important that you have this in your arsenal, because this right stick switch back from this player to my center back allows me to really pick up this through ball early. And then I just commit, you know, like all the way I run back. I don't put an offside trap in. Then as soon as the guy is actually offside, I switch down here. Once again, right stick switch, you can see it here. And I defend the next through ball. I just fully commit to defending both these through balls. And the opponent, you know, because he thinks these are always working in this game, he plays the ball and I actually win it. So this is how you counter it. Just be really disciplined and track your runs. Switch to your center backs early, track the runs. And we can see another example right here where I'm running back, I'm running back, and then I'm in the position to pick up the through ball. I win the ball. And what I said earlier about, you know, being a little bit scared that the opponent, if I defend and commit to the through ball all this time that he maybe later down the line he will create something, you can see right here that it's not actually really the case. The opponent got lucky in the end, but the situation he gets is not really that good. So he has his 2 runs, once again counterattacking, I'm defending through ball, and now look at this. It's actually fine. As soon as you start not giving the opponent these easy options to finish their attack, they get into these spots right here. Like, what is the opponent even supposed to do? Both his strikers are offside, you know, he doesn't have any other passing options because it's a counterattack, and I'm fully in front of him with like 4 guys, 2 center mids behind. So I'm safe, you know, I'm good as soon as I don't give this easy option away with the early through ball. And this is how I then defend. Of course, he gets really lucky with the rebound, but that's, you know, not the matter for this situation. And now the third and final tip, but also really important, guys, it's about tackling, because tackling in this game is actually a double-edged sword in my opinion. So on the one hand, they really reduced the jam, like the lucky rebounds, the tacklebacks in this game. You don't really have that anymore. Once you tackle the ball away from an attacker, he actually, I'm clipping there again because I'm so annoyed, you know, at myself, but actually the attackers are out of the game once you tackle the ball away from them cleanly. But on the other hand, it's very easy to tackle too early and overcommit with the tackle, and then you're conceding because, you know, you don't get that much assistance in this game anymore with your tackles, and dribbling is much better. Opponents get more touches. So what you want to avoid doing is doing what I'm doing right here, where I'm tackling too early. So right here I see the opponent start sprinting and he's going forward with Totti. So I'm like, okay, here I can maybe go for the tackle, you know, and probably you guys think the same, and that's why you're messing up. So this is what you need to stop. I'm very far away, and fully committing for the tackle right here is just dangerous because all of a sudden the opponent is starting to go forward with pace here. He pushes past me, and then here would be the latest timing where I would have gotten the ball, you know, past season. But it doesn't work like this anymore. The opponent is actually able to turn around here and move inside and get the touch before I can get the tackle in, and then he's just scoring. So it's actually very risky to go in and tackle, you know, based on just anticipation and in a not so good spot. Same thing right here. You can see right there, I'm kind of in a one-on-one situation. This wasn't really dangerous in the past, but now in this game it really is. So you need to be a little bit more composed and not always go for the ball right away. You can see me right here. I'm moving in, I want to tackle the ball away, but once again the opponent just gets 1 or 2 extra touches and he's just past me, and now it's really uncomfortable. I do a better job here, but it's already too late, you know. I cannot really commit towards the opponent there and get the ball. So what you need to start doing in order to fix this is you need to be a little bit more composed and then go in when you actually have a good timing. This is really important. So look at this right here. The opponent plays the ball forward. Once again, it's Totti. So I'm staying back. I'm not pushing towards him. I'm waiting for the through ball as well. I'm defending that. And now right here would be usually where I would go really aggressive, and I would start, you know, going towards the opponent immediately, full sprint, send it, just tackle, win the ball. But you can actually see me staying back a little bit. Maybe I pushed the scene a little bit too far forward. But right here, you know, I'm waiting. And then when I see that the opponent is now starting to commit and he's actually going this way with the sprint, I have the second man press defender as well there. I can go in and tackle. So it's really important that in the beginning, you know, right here, you stay back a little bit, you wait, you keep your distance, you jockey, and then when you see that now is a good timing, the opponent can't really go anywhere else, then you can go in. And as you see, then you get these really clean tackles, and it's not an issue to win the ball. And even if you don't get into the position where you can tackle, same thing goes in this game. If you do the fundamentals, if you stay calm, you already make things so much harder for the opponent. This really is a game where you can mess up easily and then concede because of it. But already by not messing up huge, for example right here where the opponent tries to sprint past me once again, if I commit too early here, if I somewhere go for a tackle immediately, instead of moving back and keeping my distance, activating the jockey, moving back, then you can screw up big time. And you can see I turn around, I move back. Same thing here. I don't try to, anticipate for the opponent turning inside and then immediately going for the tackle and trying to win the ball. Instead, I keep my distance first and I make sure that I really am, in front of the dribbler in between the ball and my own goal. And just by doing this, by staying in front, look at this. Once again, the situation we end up in is not really bad for me. It's really tough for the opponent right here to find any passing option. This guy is offside. This guy can't really do anything. This guy, God knows where the attacking AI is running, and then I just win the ball. So it is really not that hard in the end of the day to defend if you follow the fundamentals and you don't make the mistakes on your own. That's it. George from The Guide is out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Click the next video. It's linked right here, and I talk to you soon. Bye bye.